Yo, Summer.
What'd you do?
I didn't do anything.
No, I don't like this.
Come, let's record. Let's do this.
Do you want my hat?
Hey everyone, welcome to A2Z by SRG. How you doing, man?
I was okay. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about these baby spikes you've brought into my life.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel the cold a little bit more now. Shout out to my guy Chris. When I stepped out of the barbers, I was like, "Oh, it's cold. It's very cold. It's very cold." Yeah, first haircut in I think in about 3 months.
I feel like that when I take my hat off.
Oh, okay.
It's like, oh, bald patch is suffering. Favorite what today?
Let's go. Favorite Nintendo console.
Nintendo. Oh, okay.
Favorite Nintendo console.
That's quite apt considering Sega Dreamcast. Pile of Sega Dreamcast games and another box of Dreamcast games which you can't see, but we might show you later on if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Favorite Nintendo console. Can I go first?
I think everyone knows my favorite, so please go first.
Well, yours is a Super Nintendo, if I remember correctly.
Nah, you're wrong.
Really?
No, you're right. Go first.
I thought so, yeah. All right. So I've had the Nintendo NES. I've actually got two. I've got 3 Super Nintendos. We've got 3 different N64s.
Why?
Well, do you remember we used to run the retro gaming events?
Yeah.
So as people would use them, they would fail, they would break. So one guy dropped a beer on one N64. This is the event that happened before you turned up, before I met you.
Okay.
He literally was drunk and he spilt his beer on the N64, and that was basically the end of the N64. So as the years went by, my brother and I, we made a habit of buying more than one console to make sure that the events can keep running, because obviously finding them always wasn't the easiest thing. So yeah, N64, I had the N64, and then I sort of skipped a couple of generations there. I know you got the GameCube, which is a fantastic console, but I didn't have it until much later in life.
Same here.
And then after that, it was the Nintendo Switch for me.
What was after the GameCube?
Wii.
You didn't have the Wii?
No, I've got a Wii now,
right?
But I didn't have it back then, and I definitely didn't have the Wii U. So I remember people used to talk about Wii Sports.
Oh man, yes. It's like one of the 3 games that I play on the Wii.
3 games.
Yeah, you've got 4. The Olympics, if we're feeling energetic.
Sure.
Wii Sports, Mario Kart, Olympic games, and obviously Ghost Squad.
Mario Kart on the Wii is a good game. That is a good game. So I think, asking me to pick my favorite Nintendo console now, I'm gonna have to go with the Virtual Boy.
The what?
You know the Virtual Boy?
I've heard of it, never seen it, never played it.
So it started its life as a VR console.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be a headset that you put on like you can do in this day and age, but because the technology wasn't quite as refined as it's supposed to be now, people were getting motion sickness. Okay. So as they would turn their head, the image would scroll across. The image would actually then blur, so it wouldn't be a smooth transition. So because it had a blurring effect to it, it was making people feel nauseous.
Oh, okay, so you just answered my next question. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. And then eventually they then evolved that into basically a desktop standing device. So now the Virtual Boys that you may see at events or wherever you may look it up, it basically stands on like a tripod with the headset like this. So you have to sort of plug into this and sit there, and you're holding the controller, but it's still on your face.
Okay.
And it's all red. Black background with everything else is red.
Right. Okay.
No, Virtual Boy is not my favourite console.
I was gonna say.
I would, you know what? I find it quite difficult because my first true love was the Sega Mega Drive because that's what I had, and then when the SNES came out, I was like, that's it, I'm all in on the SNES. But it's really difficult. It's a really tough one for me to answer. I'm gonna have to go with the Super Nintendo as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never been a huge N64 fan other than GoldenEye. Virtual Boy I never had. GameCube was great. I loved Metroid on GameCube.
Yeah. That version was good. That was very good, yeah.
That was a very, very, very good game. But I think the Super Nintendo has to be the one for me because Mario Kart, as everybody knows, I'm always playing Mario Kart, and for me, whenever I go back to playing something, I play Super Mario Kart, then into the SNES version. And then Super Mario World, Super Mario All-Stars, and the one that really got me on everything was when Street Fighter 2 came out on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, 100%.
Super Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Do you remember the cheat? Do you remember the
down R, up, Y, B, X, A.
On
Capcom screen.
Yeah, on controller 2.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I still do it now. I did it two days ago.
Yeah. I don't remember anything I've done from school, but I remember that cheat code. That's all.
That's all you're meant to remember.
That's it.
So, yeah, it has to be the Super Nintendo for me.
Cool. This is a very short episode because, as everyone knows, my answer is the same. It was my first games console, and I absolutely love it. And I think my first one died. Unfortunately, I remember wanting to. Yeah, it was that kind of moment.
I would take a moment for that.
I've taken too many because I remember when...
I'll do it on your behalf.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, my first Super Nintendo died, so whenever I tried to power it on, it used to turn off. Looking back on it now, I think it was the PSU was knackered, so I just need to swap it out. And I think I got another 2 consoles, one died and I still got one today. I've got this obviously the Super Nintendo Mini. I just love that console. It was my first introduction to gaming, as I said on episode 1, 2, I think on all of them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure on most of the videos it was.
Every single episode you've mentioned it.
Yeah. So I love the Super Nintendo, man.
No, fair. It's a great console.
It is, and I just again remember the times of Street Fighter. I never had Street Fighter, the original, the first one. My cousin had it. My cousin Ben, he had it, and whenever I used to go and see him, that was it. You know, my mums didn't know where we were, like in the house, but they knew we were in the house somewhere playing Super Nintendo, playing Street Fighter. And then I got Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and I think I spent most of the time trying to do the cheat than actually playing it. And obviously in the 90s we didn't have like GameFAQs.com or anything like that to tell us what to do.
You had magazines that we used to buy once a month.
There we go.
And if you're lucky, they might have something in there about it. But I think all the cheats, once you knew, you go to school and everyone knew. Yeah,
it's like that. You always had that one kid that had everything, right? That knew all the moves and I think. I had bounds and bounds of reams and reams, shall I say, of paper of just cheats and codes and stuff. My mum used to get so annoyed at me, and she was like, "Right, this is your book. Put them all in there. No cheats of paper." I'm like, "Yes, mum, no problem." Anyway, going off topic. So the Super Nintendo for me, I didn't have an N64 till a few years ago, and I still rate the N64 again with GoldenEye and Mario's and stuff like that. But also, I love playing Extreme G on the N64. It was a really wacky racing game, not taking any away from F-Zero. F-Zero's in a league of its own, but I did like Extreme G as well. I had a GameCube again very later in life. My cousin had a GameCube, we played that quite often. Did have a Wii, loved the Wii, still love the Wii today. And obviously the Switch, which I still think is probably the best console since the Wii, the first Wii.
Well, it was only this week that it was announced that the Switch has outsold the PS2 in the US.
I saw that as well.
Not globally, just within the United States. Very large market, but it goes to show that how Nintendo, for all their faults, everything that us gaming communities, we like to moan, don't we? They know what they're doing when it comes to. I'm looking straight. They know what they're doing. They do know what they're doing. Yeah. And we can moan and complain, and yes, there are times where we know, we being the gaming community, not me. I don't know anything. So yeah, I mean, I have a lot of faith in Nintendo even to this day. Yeah. And the SNES for me, the Super Nintendo, Super NES, whatever you want to call it, or in South Korea, Super Comboy, it holds a very special place in my heart for me. Like at the retro gaming events, for those of you who have come to the events, you would have seen that my Super Nintendo was actually a Super Famicom, which I imported over. It was then chipped so it runs US, UK, or Euro, North American, and Japanese games, and then we sprayed it black. Yeah, because even I was like, "Where'd you get the black Super Nintendo from?" They're like, "Yeah, we made it ourselves." I'm like, "Okay, this is customized."
Cool.
So yeah, cool. Super Nintendo definitely.
Cool, awesome.
On that note, I mean, you've only just walked in, so you haven't had a chance to have a look at what we've got around us. Yeah. It's quite interesting. You said we're talking about Super Nintendo. I've got like the Dreamcast out for him and Dreamcast games, but anyway, what's that in front of you?
This I don't know. I saw it on my way in. I was like, "What is it?"
That's a portable Super Nintendo.
No, serious.
Mm-hmm. It's called it's made by Hyperkin. It's called a Super Boy. It plays the original carts. So as you see, exactly. So that's right. So you have to plug in the original carts here, and it's battery powered.
Really?
Yeah, you have to plug in batteries there. And yeah, but it's got like a tiny little screen on the front of it, and an actual like the US coloured keys.
Yeah.
It's not the European coloured keys, which are the red, greens, and blues, and blah blah blah. But yeah, Hyperkin. I bought this many years ago, and we were looking online. I didn't know that there was a special black gold edition or something. That was selling for like £300 on eBay.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
But it's a portable Super Nintendo. Downside, you have to carry the carts with you.
That is pretty cool. Can you hook this up to a TV, I guess?
You can.
Really?
Has output, HDMI output if you look at the bottom.
Okay. Sweet, man. This is awesome. Let's give this a try.
Yeah, you need to put a cart in first.
Yeah, we'll do that. Do you have any?
I do.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Right. Awesome.
Thanks, guys. That's the pretty boring episode, actually. Best Nintendo console, Super Nintendo, done.
Yeah, we could have done this in 30 seconds. We just
sorry for wasting your time, guys.
We're really sorry.
Take care. Bye-bye.
See you later.